Yes, Chair, Vice Chair, distinguished members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to be here today to talk about this important bill. I'm Dr. Rayshawn Ray. I'm a David Rubenstein Fellow at the Brookings Institution. I'm also an Associate Professor of Sociology at the University of Maryland in College Park. You've received my written testimony. I just want to highlight a couple of things. First, what we know about hate crimes, and then second, why the language in this bill is really, really important. The rise of hate groups and the increase in hate crimes in the United States is an epidemic. The number of hate groups in the United States increased 123% from 1999 through 2018. And in 2018, there were 8,500 offenses of hate that were reported. This means that a hate crime occurred every hour in the United States, every hour. In 2018, about 60% of these crimes were based on race. About 19% each were based on religion and sexual orientation. Nearly 66% of these crimes were committed against a person, and the other third was for property crimes. When it comes to who's actually committing what we call domestic terrorism in the United States, 3 in 4 of these murders were classified as coming from right-wing extremists. To be more specific, white supremacists and neo-Nazis such as Sean Urbanski, and 26% were committed by left-wing extremists such as anarchists and black nationalists. When it comes to this law, the motivated in part is really, really important. As a person who studies attitudes and behaviors, I can tell you that rarely is someone's decision solely based on one thing. Rarely do we talk about causation. Only when we talk about racism do we actually view it in its purest form. And unfortunately, that's because racism is normalized in our society. We have to admit that. The decisions we make regularly, the neighborhoods we choose to live in, where we choose to send our children to, and also the churches we choose to attend. A better way to do this is actually how this bill is focused. Instead of direct causation, this bill highlights statistical significance. This bill will help to ensure that all kids, including mine, can grow up in a society where racially integrated friendships, such as the ones that Lieutenant Collins had, can actually thrive. I just want to quickly end with something from my grandfather. He served 21 years in the military, Purple Heart, Bronze Star. He always told me that my silence was my acceptance. And what I'm urging you to do is to not be silent as it relates to hate, and actually do something to help everyone be equitable.